It's not working. There we go. There we go.
What's up? Today we have a lesson in making pasta, homemade pasta. Start out with semolina flour, completely different than regular flour. See the color? It actually looks like cornmeal and almost has the same consistency. Normally I'm going to use a full bag, but I already made this before. I'm just doing this for videotaping purposes. So we throw in the flour, the semolina flour, crack an egg or maybe 2 eggs in there. Now if this was a full bag of semolina flour, I'd probably use 3 or 4 eggs. The more eggs, the merrier. Everybody likes that egg flavor that you get in the pasta with fresh eggs. Okay, so pull the mixer down, lock it in, turn it on. We're going to add some water. Exactly how much, nobody knows. We just got to kind of put it in until the consistency is right. Sometimes you put too much, in which case you have to add more semolina. Too much flour, too much water. We're constantly trying to mess with that mixture. There's no measurements that make it work correctly. So we're going to mix this up. Come on in here with that video camera and why don't you kind of show what's going on there. Yeah, see how that's all mixing up in there, good and good? Yeah, we like that. We like that consistency. That's a little wet now, but it's going to, as it picks up the flour, it's going to mix it up a little better. I'm going to have to slow this thing down because it won't have the gusto to keep it going. Got to slow it down to like speed number 1. Now, if it's too watery, what you can do, mine is actually kind of watery because I forgot I was doing a half batch. Slow this down a little. All you got to do, add a little bit of flour. You can even use regular white flour since we're out of semolina, just to kind of take some of that moisture away. Makes everything normal, you know? Like I said, it's a fine balance. Many times I've added too much, then you add a little bit more flour, then more water. Next thing you know, you're making a 5-pound batch of pasta when you only wanted a pound. I don't like making too much of it, you know. I like making it fresh. I'll make enough for tonight to feed the family. You know, we'll eat this. There'll be leftover. There's always leftover. But I don't want to have more leftover than we even needed, you know, to cook originally the first time. So I try to get it just right so there's enough left over so we can all have some tomorrow night's dinner. It'll be like a side dish, you know, like maybe we'll make a chicken soup or a scatol soup, you know, and then the pasta on the side makes nice. All right, so this is mixing up really nice, actually. Come on, get a picture of this in here. See how nice that is? That's really good consistency of dough. Okay, I'm gonna turn this back on for a second, and we'll just kind of mix the rest of that flour in there, and we'll be good. Our next process after this will be to roll out the dough, and I'm going to show you how we do that right now. This KitchenAid, I should be selling the KitchenAid. This thing does a great job. It saves. I used to have to do this by hand. I would mix the dough, then crank up the pasta, but now the mixer does everything for me. Okay, so that is the dough. That's how we mix the dough. Pull this apart. Take the dough. Oh, we lost one. Little piece here. Take this. First thing I'm going to do is coat it with some flour to make it more manageable. Keeps it from sticking. We'll throw that down there right there. I got my knife over here. Got the mixer. First thing we want to do, put in our rollers. Okay? KitchenAid sells these attachments. The roller set. I got 3 roller sets here. One is the rollers that makes the pasta flat. The other is the pasta cutters. It's like about $110 online, KitchenAid.com. Nice to have. I'll tell you, I got it for Christmas, and my cousin Karen got it for me. It's just one of those gifts, you know, you don't realize how much you need until you actually get it. So I'll take and cut a piece of the dough, right? And I'll squish it out with my hands, you know, kind of like you were making pizza. And we'll roll it, you know, kind of get it flat before we roll it. Because you can't just put a ball of dough through these things. So we'll get this flat. We'll send it through. You can speed it up a little too. Okay, that's our first batch right there. I'll take that. I don't like the shape of that. I want it to be a little more perfect, a little more consistent. Fold it in half. Bring it back up to the rollers. Put it back through. Okay, that's a little bit better, a little bit more of what I'm going for, but see, it's still kind of weird shape, you know? I like it to be nice. So, I'm going to do this, put it back, fold this in, trying to get a nice, perfect rectangle out of this thing, which it's never going to be perfect, but I need to live with it, you know? Yeah, see, and you can do this as many times as you need to. Nothing wrong with it. You can't do it too much. You know, I mean, it takes time till you get it to where you want it. Now, so what the advantage of this is if you have some of the pasta that might not be quite mixed in, this actually is working the dough as you're squishing it out. You're mixing whatever maybe not have gotten mixed in. So we'll put it through one more time. Now this roller has quite a few settings on it, okay? Right now it's on 1, which is the thickest. Now I'm going to switch it to 3, which is going to thin it out more. It's actually going to make this thing twice as long, okay? So we put it through. Nice. See how that comes out? It's beautiful. Alright, now I'm going to take this and, once again, very important, flour down the surface, rub it in, move it around, makes this stuff so much more manageable. This other side looks pretty good still, so we're all set with that. Now, I'm going to pull out the roller, and I'm going to put in my cutter. Okay, so this goes right in here, we lock it in, and it's ready to go. So, here's the cutter, we take the pasta, and it's going to go right through, and this is going to cut the fettuccine shaped pasta. So now here we go. It's cutting through. Look how beautiful that is. Look at the consistency. This stuff smells so good too. And I'll tell you what, nothing tastes as good as homemade pasta like this. This is about as good as it gets. So we take the pasta over here. It comes onto our table. We lay it out. And there you have it. That's how it's done. Not rocket science, you know what I mean?